Hey everybody, what's up? This is Nick from Threat X3 Productions, and we're doing another version of Thinking About Things. This is a chance just for me to get my thoughts out, and sometimes it's going to be movies, sometimes it's going to be games. Today it's sort of movies, but more comic books in general. Today we're talking about Deadpool. How does he break the fourth wall? So, Deadpool constantly breaks the fourth wall. It's one of the things that makes him the merc with the mouth. Deadpool, he breaks the fourth wall, makes a couple of jokes and everything, and everybody laughs, and it's one of the things that makes him him. Because there's plenty of characters out there that make jokes or that are very quirky and stuff, but none of them actually break the fourth wall. That's what makes Deadpool Deadpool. So, how does he do it? Not necessarily why. We know why he does it, because he's the merc with the mouth, because he's a smartass, because he's trying to make a joke, he's trying to make light of a situation. So we know why he does it. But how? How does he do it? I've done my research, I've looked over the internet, look at the Wikipedias and a couple of YouTube channels and stuff, and I'm trying to figure out how. There's a couple of different theories out there, but I've come up with one that nobody else has come up with. Nobody else has thought about this, which makes me kind of giddy. So first off, who's Deadpool? Deadpool was created in 1991 by writer Fabien Nazai and writer Rob Liefeld. And Deadpool, as a character, he was diagnosed with brain cancer and volunteered for the Weapon X program. It gave him healing capabilities, but also made him mentally unstable. And actually, here's one of the first things I thought of that I don't think a lot of people thought of. One of the things he had was brain cancer, and so then he is always constantly healing in his brain. A lot of people assume that it was the experiments that made him insane, but what if it's the cancer in his brain that makes him insane? There's a constant metamorphosis basically going on in his brain. So, just another little quick thing I thought I'd throw out there. His first appearance was actually to be a serious character. It wasn't really like he was supposed to be the jokey guy. Only later on did they finally start making him a little bit more jokey and everything. But when was the first time that Deadpool actually broke the fourth wall? Well, the first time was in 1999, Deadpool's number 28. He meets up with Bullseye and he says, "Hey, when's the last time we seen you?" He makes a funny quip about, "Oh, back in issue blah blah." This is the first time that he broke the fourth wall. Only later did it become a reoccurring thing. So there's a couple of different reasons that people come up with to explain how he does it. One is the fact that he's mentally unstable, and so he just thinks he's talking to somebody else. Another one is hypersanity. This means he's so sane that everybody else perceives him to be insane. So he's so aware of everything that he is aware he's in a comic book. This one just kind of seems like a throwaway explanation. It's just like, well, he's insane, so maybe he's not insane, he's super sane. I don't know. Kind of a silly one. Another one is Loki, which is like supposedly his dad, told him he's in a comic book. And so that's how he's able to do it, and I mean, there's definitely some validity to that, but what if that's not it at all? Deadpool can break the fourth wall because he knows he's in a comic book. How does he know he's in a comic book? Teleportation. How does teleportation work? It bends space, sometimes into different dimensions. What if one time when he teleported, he didn't teleport into an area that he wanted? Instead, he teleported into another dimension. Our dimension, where he is a comic book character. From that moment on, he would break the fourth wall because he knows someone's watching. He's even shown to cut into the space-time/comic page to see the panels behind them, or possibly reaching through one panel to another. So what are the main things that I need to prove in order to give this a leg to stand on? I need to establish, when did he gain the ability to teleport? And when did he start breaking the fourth wall? Do they cross? Well, yes they do. So if we read the origin of his teleporter from marvelwiki.com, Wikia? I don't know, anyways. The origin. At different periods, Deadpool has possessed different teleportation technologies, which he sometimes uses for combat. The teleporter was designed by his friend and tech supplier, Weasel. Deadpool would ultimately stop using it because, quote, it made it too easy, end quote. In the X-Men cinematic universe, after Deadpool, Weapon 11, was given John Wraith's power to teleport from place to place almost instantaneously. In two different versions, he has some way of teleporting. One is an actual device and one is that stupid thing from that stupid movie. So once again, it does say that he ultimately stops using it because, quote, it made it too easy. But also, what if it kind of creeped him out because he kept going to different dimensions or accidentally going to different dimensions? It's just a thought, but now I have to correlate that with the first time that he started breaking the fourth wall. So he first broke the fourth wall in 1997, 2 years later after the first issue, in number 28. This is the Bullseye incident where he basically says, hey, when's the last time I've seen you? Oh, it's back in issue 16. So there you go, right there. First, he had his teleporter. Then he started breaking the fourth wall. So if we take those two and cross-reference them and synapses and stuff, sciencey stuff, then there you go, right there. That's my proof, and I'm sticking to it. It's just a thought, but it's a pretty good theory because nobody has ever been able to actually say how. How does he break the fourth wall? We've seen him do it many times, whether it be in the comic or in the movie, but how? I think this is a pretty good explanation as to how Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. He breaks the fourth wall because he knows he's in a comic. He knows he's in a comic because, yeah, maybe Loki told him, but also, maybe, just maybe, when he teleported, maybe he was in the right time at the wrong place, wrong. And then when he teleported, he came into our dimension, which would also explain why he knows about the DC universe or movies or the fact that Ryan Reynolds played him. All these things add up. He would have to come to our world and see these things for himself to be able to know it, instead of just the writers wanted him to be funny. I mean, that doesn't seem as good as an explanation. So I think mine's pretty good. He's gone into a different dimension. Which one? Ours. He came to our dimension, and that's how he knows about DC. That's how he knows about himself. That's how he knows about chimichangas. Chimichangas don't exist in comics. I mean, come on. Anyways, that's just my thought. What do you guys think? Did I just blow your mind? If I blew your mind, you have to give me a like. You have to give me a comment, because I think this is something that nobody's come up with before. And I really tried to find this, and nobody seemed to connect his teleportation with the fact that he can break the fourth wall. Nobody's done that before, but I have. I am the Deadpool God. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, bye-bye.